Title: The Eternal Echo of Sacrifice. The wind howled like a tormented soul among the ruined walls of the San Benedicto Monastery. Centuries of neglect had gnawed at the stone, leaving dark, deep scars, silent witnesses to a history forgotten by the world, but not by the entities that still clung to this cursed place. The air was dense, laden with the weight of despair and the rancid stench of death. Professor Armitage, a scholar of the occult with a reputation as brilliant as his obsession with forbidden secrets, ventured into the maze of crumbling corridors. He was accompanied by Sarah, his young and skeptical assistant, equipped with a flashlight that barely pierced the darkness. Armitage, with his thick-rimmed glasses and threadbare coat, held an ancient book bound in leather. The pages, yellowed and brittle, contained the details of a forbidden ritual, the ritual of eternal life. "Are you sure about this, Professor?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling. "This place. It gives me a bad feeling." Armitage smiled, a grimace more than an expression of joy. "Fear is an excellent motivator, Sarah. It means we are close to the truth. This monastery was the last bastion of an order of monks who sought immortality. According to this manuscript, they achieved it." He continued deeper into the bowels of the monastery, guided by the cryptic instructions in the book. Sarah, reluctantly, followed him, feeling the cold seeping into her bones. The silence was almost absolute, broken only by the crunch of their footsteps on the rubble and the distant howl of the wind. Finally, they reached a large circular room, the heart of the monastery. A stone altar, covered in dust and dark stains, stood in the center. The walls were decorated with faded frescoes depicting grotesque scenes of sacrifice and worship. "This is it," Armitage announced, his eyes gleaming with feverish excitement. "This is where the ritual took place." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. "Professor, this is madness. We can't even consider." "Silence," Armitage interrupted, opening the book to a marked page. "The ritual requires a sacrifice. A life in exchange for eternal life." Sarah recoiled, horrified. "Are you saying that? Professor, this is barbaric. I'm not going to participate in this." Armitage ignored her, beginning to recite the words in ancient Latin that were in the book. His voice resonated in the room, filling the air with an unsettling vibration. The silence was broken by a chorus of low murmurs, as if echoes from the past answered his call. As the recitation continued, the temperature dropped sharply. The air thickened, making it difficult to breathe. Shadows danced in the corners of the room, taking on grotesque and threatening forms. Sarah felt an invisible presence approaching, a cold, oppressive pressure that paralyzed her with fear. Suddenly, a group of spectral figures materialized in front of the altar. Emaciated monks, with empty faces and sunken eyes, joined Armitage's chanting. Their voices, guttural and mournful, filled the room with a spectral melody that made the skin crawl. "Life in exchange for death," they chanted in archaic Latin. "Life in exchange for death." Sarah screamed, trying to flee, but her legs wouldn't respond. She was trapped, a prisoner of terror and disbelief. Armitage, absorbed in the ritual, didn't notice her panic. His eyes were fixed on the altar, awaiting the culminating moment. As the chanting reached its peak, a dark light emanated from the altar, enveloping Sarah in its cold, paralyzing embrace. She felt as if her soul were being torn from her body, leaving behind an immense void. Armitage smiled, feeling a surge of energy coursing through his body. Immortality was within his grasp. But then, something went wrong. The dark light, instead of transferring Sarah's life to Armitage, expanded, consuming everything in its path. The spectral monks screamed in agony as they were stripped of their ethereal existence. Armitage, panicked, tried to stop the ritual, but it was too late. The room shook, the walls cracked, and the ceiling collapsed. The monastery, released from its secular lethargy, crumbled upon itself. Sarah, or what was left of her, watched everything from a different plane of existence. She saw Armitage being consumed by the dark light, his body writhing in indescribable agony. She saw the spectral monks being dragged into the abyss, their souls screaming in silence. When the dust settled, only a smoking crater remained where the monastery had once stood. The ritual of eternal life had failed, unleashing a dark and destructive force that had consumed everything in its path. But the echo of the sacrifice still resonated in the place. It is said that, on stormy nights, you can hear the spectral chants of the monks and the stifled scream of Sarah, trapped forever in the limbo between life and death. And if one gets too close, one can feel the cold and oppressive presence of the dark light, patiently waiting for its next victim. The eternal echo of sacrifice, a silent warning to those who seek to defy the laws of nature and play with forces they do not understand. Life in exchange for death, an empty promise and a cruel fate.